in the Pacific Northwest, we have lots of access to fish, which means we end up having lots of access to smoked fish. At least in my family, we always end up with smoked salmon and smoked trout all summer long. So I turned it into one of my favorite meals, which is chowder. So let's make a smoked trout chowder together. We're gonna start by chopping 1 leek, some celery, and getting that going in our stock pot. Once the celery and leeks are in the pan with a little bit of olive oil, like 2 tablespoons, we're gonna put it on low heat and let them kind of meld together. And to that, we're gonna add 2 cloves of garlic and a bulb of fennel. We wanna make sure the bulb of fennel is thinly sliced. You don't want thick slabs of fennel in the soup. Once the fennel's added, we're gonna just cook that until the fennel seems kind of warm through. So it'll get a little bit softer, but we're not looking for it to totally lose its crunch. And save the top of the fennel because we're gonna use it for garnish later. When the fennel starts to look like this, when it's softened up and it's warmed through, but it's not exactly soft, maybe there's a little brown on the edges, that's perfect. And to that, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of flour. It's super important when we add the flour to like sprinkle it across the top and make sure it touches everything because we don't want clumps of flour. The idea here is that the flour and the olive oil that we used in the beginning are gonna blend together and make kind of a paste, and that's what's gonna thicken our soup. Once we get to that paste point, we're gonna deglaze the pan with about 1 cup of white wine. As soon as you add the white wine, you'll notice that that paste that we formed with the flour is gonna blend with the white wine and get really thick, which is perfect, that's what we're looking for. And then to that, we're gonna add 4 cups of fish stock. Once the stock is in, we're gonna start adding the rest of our flavorings, so all of our herbs and our seasonings, and we're gonna start with a splash of ouzo or pernod. This is just a little boozy flavor that's gonna boost up that flavor of the fennel. This is a soup, or a version of a soup, I guess, that we had when we were in Sweden, and I adore fennel, and evidently so do the Swedes. For the seasoning, we're gonna use parsley, thyme, and a bay leaf. Now, for the thyme, I do not like when little bits of thyme are floating around in my soup. So we're gonna take some cheesecloth and we're gonna make a little pouch to put the thyme into. And while I'm at it, I'm probably gonna put the parsley in there too. The bay leaf is totally fine on its own. Okay, now for the most important part, the fish, we are gonna add our trout. Because it's smoked trout, it's super simple to just pop in there. I'm just gonna break it off the skin and remove the skin from the fish. And then I'll crumble it up as I add it into the soup. It'll break down a little more while it's in the pot too, obviously, depending on how long you cook it. And if you do happen to find a few bones, pull those out. You'll want this to cook at least 20 minutes, but ideally more like an hour, just so all those flavors meld together. And then we're gonna serve it with a little bit of our fennel on top, a little bit of parsley on top, and some good crusty bread. I hope you love this smoked trout chowder as much as my family does. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you back here soon.